I'm Debbie Bell Hosking here at Sibos 2022 in Amsterdam. And I'm joined by Dave Jevans of Mastercard. We're going to be talking about the crypto ecosystem. Dave, hello.
Hi, it's great to be with you here.
It's actually great to speak to you too, especially about crypto, because I was saying we haven't had that many discussions on the floor, so I'm excited about this one. So first of all, can I ask you, how can financial institutions identify their crypto exposure with on and off chain data?
Well, I think the first thing to preface that conversation is anything that has to be done is really got to be built on a framework of privacy and protecting the customer's privacy. So that's really how we think about everything built up, is on a framework of privacy. So given that, there's a number of steps and a framework for banks to do it. So the first one is training the team. So without training, nothing makes sense. So training the key members, but also training as broadly as you can, effective staff, so that they understand the crypto space and are able to make decisions and strategy. So the next thing is you've got to be able to identify across all your payment rails, not just cards, but real-time payments, SWIFT payments, if you have regional payment systems, crypto-related transactions, not just pure crypto, but all across all payment rails. So once you can identify incoming and outgoing fiat payments, for example, that are related to crypto, the next thing to know is how do you identify who it's going to or where it came from. So we call these, everybody in the crypto industry that is a service provider, a VASP, a virtual asset service provider. Could be an exchange that you're identifying, a crypto exchange, could be a custody provider, could be an exchange with poor risk scores that you don't want to accept or you want to investigate further. So that brings finally that piece about risk scoring. It's important to be able to look at all of these in VASPs, whether it's an exchange or what have you, that are interacting with your customers in your bank, and assign that risk score to them, and then finally be able to make sure you can make decisions in real time or strategically.
So it's quite interesting, your first point as well. We were talking about the training, because I hear this a lot with data related business that's about the people.
Right.
As much as the
that's
data.
Right.
Yeah, so that was good to hear. Can you please explain to me what the crypto network is?
Yes. So everyone's probably familiar with social networks. Those create a graph of related people. So for example, I've got my friends and colleagues, so now we're connected. But I can see their friends and colleagues on many platforms, so there's actually a linkage. Maybe I bring that friend to be my friend, maybe I read their articles, but then they have friends too. So you can think about that network, but everyone can see everything. In crypto, it's the same way. If you make a transaction, then it can be traced to another transaction. So these networks are traceable in a similar way, but they have that fundamental aspect of privacy, because crypto is, and by its nature, quite private and protects customer privacy. So where a crypto network becomes important is when we detect illicit behavior. So if we detect, for example, ransomware payments or money laundering or fraud, it's important to identify those and be able to make those decisions.
And how can banks instill that word trust in the crypto ecosystem in terms of their business and their customers?
Well, I think the first thing, again, back to privacy, you want to make sure that all of this is in the context of protecting user privacy. Back to training, making sure that the teams are trained up to be able to make decisions in real time, but also strategically. So the next piece is, what's your strategy? Once you've got training and you know what's happening, what's your strategy? We think about a spectrum for the banks. You might be on the low risk strategy, which means you want to detect and decline. You may say, I don't want my customers doing crypto, I don't want to be involved. Detect and decline might be for a regulation in the country you're in, might be your bank's risk posture. There's the middle tier. So these would be financial institutions that want to, for example, bank the highest quality crypto exchanges or other virtual asset service providers. So being able to understand all about them, be able to look at all of their enhanced DD, but also on-chain data, off-chain data, what is their KYC process? So being able to get that rich information and then action on it. And then the third would be the banks who are more crypto forward-leaning. So on their strategy, there are banks who are saying, I'd like to provide custody services. So I've got my customers and they're moving off my platform to do their crypto because I have nothing to offer them. So that's the 3 areas of strategy that we see. That's how you build trust. And then clearly, again, with privacy in mind, working with the crypto ecosystem. So working with trusted partners that are building this ecosystem, working with other financial institutions, payment networks, regulators. That's how we will build out trust for the crypto ecosystem.
And building that trust is certainly building steps, is it not?
Absolutely it is. When we think about the overall picture at Mastercard.
Dave, thank you. It's been really interesting.
Debbie, it's been great to talk to you. Enjoy Amsterdam.
Thank you.